Hey guys, wanted to go over a quick health system component thing. Basically where we can make one component, apply it to multiple different things, and be able to control its health. So let's dive into it. Okay guys, so I'm going to make a third person character version of this, and we're just gonna have starter content. What we can do is call this health. Oh yeah, I named my test one the same thing, so we'll just call it health component underscore. Great on that. Okay, now once we're in here, very first thing we need to do is we'll go into our blueprints folder of our third person character. I'm going to right click and go to class. We're going to make a new actor component. It's health underscore component. Open that up. We have that open. I can just delete the icon or these ghosted events. Create a new function. Call it change. Basically, I want to use this one function for adding health or removing health, either way. That way we can kind of jack into the damage system of Unreal that's already written for us, something that we can just utilize right off the bat. So in the inputs, let's make a new one. Let's call it change amount. I'm just going to abbreviate that amount with AMT. Make this a float and compile and save that. Going to need a couple of variables. Do a current health, that of type float, max, also a float. I'll save that. So I'm gonna set the max health 100. Same with the current health. If you want your player to start with less health than max, then set this lower. To another variable, let's say is alive. The boolean, and you know what? One more. Say is full health. We're gonna do a health pickup in this as well. Yeah, we'll do a health pickup. So let's go through this. So we want current. Both of those would be 100. Yeah. Is alive. We want to say true, and is full health. True as well. Now, if you set your current health lower than 100, then you don't want to set your is full health to true. Well, if you set it to lower than max health is what I should have said. All right. So one of the first things we're going to do, we could do a check, like is alive, and make sure this is true. Could do that. I'm not going to. That way, we could have done it like this and said, okay, only give or remove health if player's alive. I'm not gonna do it like this, just for simple testing purposes. But if you guys want to do that, then feel free. I'm going to check the change amount, and if that is greater than 0, then we'll know that we're giving health. If it's less than, then we know that we're removing health. Now we could do all of this math based off of one thing. We don't have to really know if we're giving or removing health based off of how I'm doing this math. I just like having it separated so that you guys can see the difference and the concept behind it. So if we're giving health, then what we want to do is we want to pull out here, and we're going to get our current health, and then we're going to get our change amount. But instead of having to pull off of this and have lines going everywhere for this change amount, because we are going to be using it quite often, what I'm going to do is like make sure we compile and save, and we can pull off here and say greater than, actually hold on, sorry, not greater than, plus, and then we can pull off this bottom one and say change amount. So we want to do the get change amount here. basically it's kind of like a local variable at that point, so just kind of keeps it a little bit cleaner. All right, so if the current health plus the change amount is greater than or equal to our max health, then we want to just set our current health. I'm gonna hold Alt and drag out so I can get a set it to the max health. And then we can also set full health. Again, Alt and drag out. True. And for my purposes, since I'm not doing this check here, I also want to make sure that I can set my is alive back to true if I was dead prior. If you are doing this check, you more than likely won't need. But okay, if it's not going to be greater than or equal to max health, then we want to set our current health sum of these two numbers here, the current health plus the change amount, which means that we are not at full health. We are alive. Okay, so that pretty much covers giving health. So give health. Now let's do if the number comes in and it's negative, meaning that we're trying to apply some damage. Copy change this current health and its change amount, and we can say less than or equal to 0. And if it's less than or equal to 0, then the character is probably dead. Can say it's around really quick, make a little bit. Set our current health to 0. And also that we're not full health and we are not alive. But copy paste this really quick. If it is still greater than 0, and again just take the sum of these two and apply it to the current health. Say that we are alive. Down, comment, and this will be remove. Or actually, since we're saying give health on the other one, I'm gonna say health on this one. Alright, so that's pretty much the entire component. So let's see this guy in action. What happens when we're actually using this component? Before that, first thing we're gonna do it on is our third person character. So let's open him up. And over here under components, let's add, search for health, and grab our health component. The way we're going to use this, guys, we're going to use it through the damage system within Unreal. So let's right click and type in event any damage. If we find that, what we can do is we can pull out our health component and we can say change health. And the change amount will be based off of our damage. That's it. That's all we really need to do for something else to apply damage to the player or to give health to the player. Because if the damage amount sent out from the other object or NPC or whatever it is, if it's a negative, then we're going to be taking the health away. If it's a positive, then we're going to be giving health to the player. But so that we can visualize this, I'm going to do a print string. And we're going to right click, do a format text. I'm just going to do player health and just colon. And let's get the curly brace here, curly bracket. Curly, whatever that thing is called. And I'm going to say health. And basically this is making a wild colored variable. As you can see, it pops up down here. So what I can do is I can pull off of this and say get current health. But we can just plug this into that wildcard, and once we plug this print into the print string, now every time we take damage, it's going to give us a readout of our health. So then now let's do something that will give us some damage or give us health. Both. I'll just press 1, get the keyboard event for that, and I'm going to say apply damage, and the damage actor will be ourself, and we can say that'll be negative 25. This way we are damaging the player. I'm going to right click again, type 2, get the keyboard event for that, copy paste this. Whoops, didn't mean to cut. Copy paste. Okay, plug that in, and instead of saying negative 25, since we want to give health this time, I'm just going to make it a positive 25. I'll save that and hit play. I press 1. Well, notice my health is 75, 50, 0. Now the player is dead. If we press 2, you notice the health goes up. So now let's do a health pickups. How can we use this component on something else? And we're going to use this in this case on a pickup. What we can do with this pickup is we can actually give it multiple uses based off of its health. So I'm going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't explaining what I was doing as I was doing that. So I'm going to delete that really quick. Right click, blueprint class, and we're going to select actor. This one will be a health underscore PU for pickup. Open that guy up, and I'm just going to choose a sphere. I'm going to grab a random here, sorry, material. Yeah, that looks nice. This is actually gonna be pretty big, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna raise it up in here. That way, if I have to place multiple, place. And then we need a add health component. We also need sphere collision. Sphere collision. We make that a child of the sphere, and I'm going to 0 out its location so that it's in the center of that. Just set the scale to 2. There we go. Now, that's big. Paint graph and just get rid of all this. I'm gonna right click on our collision. Again, overlap. We're also gonna do that again. We're gonna get an end overlap. Yeah. Then we're going to check. Well, it's kind of a check, I guess. Get component by class, and we're going to select the health component. So if whatever it is that overlaps this has a health component, then let's do some stuff. We're going to check it is valid with a question mark. If it is, we can actually pull off of the this thing, which kind of gives us access to that component, and say is full health. But if it has full health, then I don't really want to do anything with it. That way we're not deleting this guy or anything like that if the player already has full health. That way they can come back and use it later on, or another player can use it, or however you want to do it. And in this case, anything with this component will be able to overlap this and utilize it. So even an NPC can walk by and take this if you want it to work like that. All right. And if you didn't want it to work like that, then we could actually either do a cast, or we could do a interface to make sure that it has like an interact interface, or we can cast to make sure there's a third-person character. But if you're basing your NPC off of a third-person character, then it's still gonna do the same thing. But so yeah, I would just do the interact interface. Make sure that it's implementing it. But in this case, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to truck on. So if it's full health, or if it's not full health, then we want to apply damage, which in this case, actually, the damage is going to be health. And we're going to make this plus 25. The damage actor be the other actor. Pretty. And we also want to do some damage to ourselves. That way we can actually make this a multi-use item. Make sure that's negative because we want to actually do damage, not heal ourselves. And the damaged actor will be self. So we get a reference to the self. Oh, you know, let's do a print string here. Off of the true. So print string. This will happen if the player has full health. Has full health. I don't know if you heard that, but I hit my elbow pretty hard. Same thing. We're gonna just do this whole. Does the other actor that's leaving the overlap, do they have this component? If they do, then one thing I did notice while testing this earlier actually was that it would do it multiple times. So I did add in a delay there. I even did a do once. I think it was the rotation because I did have a rotator on it. It was causing it, but I'm not really gonna worry about that. It's actually a decent practice to have anyways. And we could even add that rotator on here really fast. I'll show you how to do that. So we're just gonna add a rotating movement component, and then in the rotation rate under the X, I'm just gonna say 2. So that's why we're having that delay there. So this doesn't activate multiple times. So if it is valid, then we are going to reset that do once. So basically we can use it again. And then we're gonna right click again and we're gonna say apply, or actually, sorry, not apply damage, event any damage. And so then we pull out our health component and then we say change health. And then damage amount. We want to know multiple things about this though. Is life. Because if we go below 0 health, then we want to kill the health pickup. So if this is false, then we are going to destroy our actor. But if it's true, then all I really want to do is take this sphere static mesh and let's set it at 3D world scale. Yep, that's what I want. To 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Actually, what we could do instead of hard coding that is get its world scale, divide by 2, and then plug it in there. But we'll just do this for now. This will work better. Well, not better, but the same. All right. So yeah, let's go back over that. Basically, we're just, as soon as we overlap with something, we're gonna check, does it have the health component? If it does, we're gonna check to see, is it full health? If it is, we're just gonna let us know, hey, it's already full health, and then do nothing else. If it is not full health, then we're going to give it some health and take some health away from ourselves. I set this base damage to -1 because I want to come in here instead of our health component and get our current health and set to 2 and our max health to 2. This way we only get 2 uses out of it. Now if we hit play, see our spinning health thingy there. Let's remove our health down to 25. So this should only bring us up to 50 health when we walk over it. I need to fix that. I forgot to set the collision on it to no collision, but it's fine right now. But you notice that we only went up to 50 and the ball got a little bit smaller. And now if we walk into it again, it disappears and now we have 75 health. So to fix that kind of walking into a solid object thing, I come back in here, select our sphere static mesh, roll down collision, and under collision presets, I'm going to switch it from block all dynamic to, we can either set to no collision or overlap all. I'm just going to say no collision. I'll save and we'll test that, make sure that I'm not crazy. Set our health down to like 50. This should set us to 25 or sorry, 75 now. And then we walk over it again. Notice it got smaller, disappears, and we have 100% health. So guys, that is how you can use a health component in multiple different ways to do multiple different things and control all this great stuff all from one component, keeping it very clean. We're using just one damage system in order to do a whole bunch of different stuff. If you guys learned anything from this, if you liked how I explain things, please like, comment, let me know what else you guys want to see in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already, and also join the Discord. Link will be in the description. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.